I discovered I could smell cancer as a child. My relative is still alive and kicking, so no sad stuff. However, when I was young, I would spend nearly every week with her. She was just very sweet and doted on me a lot, which was a stark contrast to my tumultuous home life, so I loved staying with her. When I was around 8, I went to her house after going on vacation and she smelled so bad. As a child, just being a child, I was honest. She seemed hurt and took a shower, but the smell didn't leave. I hate to admit, but I was so upset as a kid about the smell that I didn't want her to cook for me. The smell was just too much, and I have germophobic tendencies. In my child mind, the smell would get near my food, and I had a meltdown over it, which was probably really shitty to be on the receiving end of, in retrospect. A few weeks later, I was back and the smell was still there. I was relentless. It smells like that possum in the road I saw one time. At that point, she began to get worried and decided to go to the doctor. Thank gods she did. Turns out she had melanoma. She had a procedure to remove the patches and made a full recovery. And after that, out of curiosity, she asked me if the smell was still there, so I hugged her tight to get a good wife, and it was completely gone. A few years later, around 13 years old, I went to visit her, and the smell was back. I told her, "Remember when you stunk?" And she said, "Oh no. Do I need to go to the doctor again?" This time, she found out she was in very early stages of breast cancer, and we caught it so early that she had a mastectomy. Again, making a full recovery. Third time was melanoma again, but every time she's had cancer, I've caught it by scent. I'm curious if anyone else has ever smelled it. I've always had a very sensitive nose. I'm also curious if I only caught it because I know her smell well enough to notice if it changes. Like I could maybe only do it if I know the person's usual scent. For those who maybe be wondering, it smells like that sickly sweet, rotting dead animal on a hot day. If you've ever had the displeasure of smelling such a thing, either way, pretty trippy. I have always been curious about it. No one else in my family smelled what I was smelling.